I remember the moment so clearly that it still haunts me. The cold white lights of the hospital room. The beeping machines near my bed. And the tiny cry of my newborn daughter. But the one sound missing, the one I expected the most, was my husband's voice. He wasn't there. He didn't walk in. He didn't hold our baby. He didn't even answer my calls. The day I gave birth, my husband vanished. And everything I believed about my life shattered in one single hour. Watching this video, please like and subscribe my channel. I hope all well. My name is Emily Carter, and for most of my life, I believed in fairy tales. Not the ones with princesses and castles, but the ones where love fixes everything. I met James when I was 23. He was charming, funny, smart. And he had this way of talking that made you feel like the whole world narrowed down to just the two of you. We fell in love fast. So fast that even my mother worried. But I didn't care. James felt like home. He felt like the kind of man who would stand next to me in every phase of life. So, when I got pregnant after 2 years of marriage, I thought life was finally perfect. The morning of my delivery started like a dream. I was nervous, excited, terrified. Every emotion mixed into one. James held my hand the whole way to the hospital. He kissed my forehead and whispered, "Everything's going to be okay, Em. I'm right here. I'm not going anywhere." Those words. They cut through me now, like sharp glass. Because I didn't know they were the last comforting words I would hear from him. Labor was long, painful, exhausting. But I remember the exact moment our daughter entered the world. Her first cry sounded like a tiny spark of life. I looked around instinctively, waiting for James to rush forward. To smile. To cry. To be overwhelmed like every new father. But he wasn't there. His chair beside the bed was empty. His phone wasn't on the table. His jacket wasn't hanging. Gone. Just gone. I thought he must have stepped out for a moment. Maybe coffee, maybe a phone call. But 5 minutes turned into 10. 10 into 30. 30 into 2 hours. The nurses kept asking, "Do you want us to call your husband?" And every time, my voice broke a little more. He must be on his way back. But deep inside my chest, an ache began to grow. A fear I couldn't explain yet. Why would he leave at the exact moment our daughter was born? When the nurse finally handed me my phone, my hands shook. I dialed James. It rang once. Twice. Then went straight to voicemail. I tried again. Voicemail. Again. Voicemail. By the 10th call, my tears weren't from childbirth anymore. They were from panic. Something was wrong. Deeply, terribly wrong. My mind raced. Did he get hurt? Was there an accident? Did he faint? Did someone call him? But the truth was much darker. Now that I look back, the signs were everywhere. James had been acting strange. Quiet, distracted, restless. He would stay up late on the couch, staring at his phone. Whenever I walked into the room, he'd turn the screen face down. He never used to do that before. He started stepping outside to take business calls. But his voice sounded tense. Too tense for anything normal. One night I heard him whispering, "I told you. I said I'll fix it before she finds out. No, just give me time." When I entered the room, he jumped like he had seen a ghost. "Who were you talking to?" I asked. "No one. Just work." But I knew that wasn't work. You don't whisper to your boss like you're hiding a crime. I brushed it off then. Because I was 8 months pregnant. And I didn't want stress to hurt the baby. But now, in that hospital bed, holding my newborn daughter, that conversation hit me like a truck. What exactly was he fixing? And what was I not supposed to find out? A nurse walked into my room. She adjusted my forearm, smiled, and said softly, "Your partner hasn't returned yet, sweetheart?" I shook my head, my voice cracking. "No. I don't know where he is." She hesitated for a moment. Then she said something that sent chills down my spine. "Well, I saw him leaving earlier. He walked out pretty quickly. He looked upset." Upset? Why would James be upset? Unless he got news. Or a message. Or a call. Something that made him leave without telling me. My mother arrived. She held me as I cried, wondering whether James was hurt. Or whether he had walked out on us. But my mom said something that made my stomach drop. "Emily, men don't vanish on the day their child is born unless something very, very serious is happening." What kind of serious? The dangerous kind? The criminal kind? The betrayal kind? I didn't know yet. But I could feel the truth crawling toward me like a shadow. That evening, when the nurse handed over James's hospital forms, his wallet slipped out of the folder. He must have left it behind. Inside was something that froze my breath. Receipts. Not work receipts. Not grocery receipts. Receipts for heavy checkmark, a prepaid phone. Heavy checkmark, a hotel room booked under another name. Heavy checkmark, a storage unit paid 3 months in advance. Why would a married man with a baby on the way need a secret phone? A secret hotel room? A secret storage unit? A chill ran through my entire body. Was James living a double life? Was he in danger? Was he planning to run away? Every possibility stabbed me. Late at night, a different nurse entered. An older woman, with tired eyes and a calm voice. She looked at me and said, "Sweetheart, whatever you're going through, you're strong. But I need to tell you something." I sat up, terrified. "What?" "Please, tell me," she whispered. "When your husband left earlier, he wasn't alone." My heart nearly stopped. "What do you mean?" I choked. "There was a woman with him." She looked nervous. He was holding her arm like he was rushing her. Everything inside me collapsed. My vision blurred. I felt like the world tilted sideways. A woman? Who? Why? Why on this day? Why at my delivery? The nurse squeezed my hand. "I'm sorry you had to hear this today. But something didn't feel right." Her words echoed in my mind like thunder. My husband didn't just vanish. He left with someone. As I held my newborn daughter against my chest, one final thought stabbed me deep inside. If he left with another woman, then he didn't disappear. He wasn't kidnapped. He wasn't hurt. He chose to walk away. But why today? Why on my delivery? What secret was he hiding that was so big it made him run? And the worst fear of all crept in. What if that woman was connected to the receipts I found? I didn't have answers yet. But I knew one thing for sure. This was only the beginning of the darkest chapter of my life. The night my husband disappeared, I wasn't just left alone with a newborn. I was left with questions that stabbed deeper than any pain I had ever felt. And the terrifying part? The answers were waiting for me in the places he thought I'd never look. The hospital felt colder the longer I stayed. Every hour without James felt like another piece of my marriage breaking apart, like thin glass shattering under pressure. My daughter slept peacefully against my chest. But I wasn't at peace at all. My mind kept replaying the nurse's words. He wasn't alone, he left with a woman. Who was she? Why was she with my husband on the day I gave birth? Why did they rush away like they were running from something? Those questions kept echoing through my head. When morning came, my mother insisted I eat something. I pretended to eat, but my stomach refused everything. Instead, I dialed James's best friend, Daniel. He was the one person James trusted with everything. He picked up on the second ring, sounding half awake. Emily? Hey, how's the baby? Is everything okay? My voice cracked. No. James is missing. There was a long silence. What do you mean missing? He left the hospital? Yes, and he hasn't come back. His phone is off. Daniel exhaled sharply. Emily. I think you should sit down. My heart started pounding. Why? What happened? He hesitated again, and I could hear something in his voice, fear. James wasn't himself these last few weeks. He told me he was in trouble, but he wouldn't tell me with what. I gripped the phone harder. What kind of trouble? Daniel swallowed. He said someone from his past came back. Someone he hoped he'd never see again. That sentence lit a fire of dread inside me. Someone from his past? Who? A woman? An enemy? A debt collector? Someone dangerous? Before I could ask more questions, my daughter started crying. Daniel said he would come to the hospital immediately, and I hung up, my mind spinning with fear. Later that afternoon, I forced myself to take another look at James's wallet. The receipts from the hotel, the prepaid phone, the storage unit, they were still there. But this time, something else slipped out. A folded piece of paper. Old, wrinkled, like he had opened and closed it 1,000 times. I unfolded it carefully. It was a picture. A young woman. Mid-20s. Dark hair. Deep eyes. Standing in front of an old brick building. But the back of the photo froze my blood. A handwritten message. You can't hide from the truth forever. And beneath it, a date. 3 weeks before my due date. My hands trembled. Who was this woman? What truth? And why was my husband hiding from her? That night, after everyone left and the hospital got quiet, I took out the prepaid phone receipt. If he bought a phone, he must be using it. I checked the time of purchase. 4:19 p.m., 2 days before my delivery. There was also a serial number. And beneath it, the name of the carrier. A wild thought ran through my mind. What if he kept the packaging? What if it's in his car? I wasn't supposed to leave the hospital yet. But I couldn't sit there doing nothing. I called my mom. Please, go to the parking lot. Check James's car. Look inside the glove compartment. She didn't question me, she just went. 5 minutes later, my phone buzzed. Emily. I found something. My heart stopped. What? A small white box. Phone box. And inside it. Her voice shook. There's a phone. It's turned on. My breath caught in my throat. He left the phone behind? I whispered. Emily, it's ringing. My entire body went numb. Someone was calling the secret phone. Mom, answer it. Put it on speaker. I could hear her breath shaking as she picked up. Hello, she said. A deep male voice replied instantly, hurried, tense. James, where are you? We don't have much time. I felt like ice poured down my spine. This wasn't a woman. This wasn't a friend. This wasn't a wrong number. This was someone who expected James. And was clearly involved in something urgent. My mom's voice cracked. This is his wife. Who are you? There was a long, deadly silence. Then the man said one sentence that changed everything. If you're his wife, then you and the baby are in danger. And he hung up. By the next morning, part 2 of my nightmare began. Explaining everything to the police. A detective came to speak with me, Detective Harris, calm, stern, sharp-eyed. He listened as I explained. My husband left during my delivery. He vanished without a trace. A woman was seen with him. He had a secret phone. He had a prepaid hotel room. A mysterious storage unit. A man called and warned we were in danger. Harris wrote everything down. But the expression on his face scared me the most. It was the expression of someone who thought he knew more than he was saying. Finally, he asked, "Mrs. Carter, did you and your husband have marital problems?" I stared at him, stunned. What? No. We were fine. Did he ever talk about leaving? Running away? Financial trouble? No. Never. The detective leaned forward. Emily. I need to be honest with you. Men don't disappear on the day their child is born unless they're escaping something. A debt. A crime. A threat. Or another life. My eyes filled with tears. You think he ran away? With another woman? Harris sighed. Not necessarily. But the prepaid phone, hotel, storage unit, leaving without telling you, it suggests he was keeping secrets. But what kind of secrets? I cried. That, he said quietly, is what we need to find out, Doc. He hugged me awkwardly, then sat down. I didn't want to tell you this while you were pregnant, he began slowly. But James, he was being followed. My stomach tightened. Followed? By who? Daniel looked down at his hands. I don't know. But he showed me pictures. Someone kept sending him photos of our house, your car, even you at the grocery store. A cold chill wrapped around my spine. Why didn't he go to the police? I whispered. He said if he involved the police, things would get worse. He said he had to handle it alone. I felt dizzy. My husband hadn't abandoned me. He had been trying to protect me. But then Daniel said something that made my knees go weak. And that woman the nurse saw with him. I know who she might be. I looked up sharply. Who? Daniel swallowed hard. A woman from James's past. Before he met you. Someone he thought he'd never see again. I reached for the bed rail to steady myself. Tell me her name. Daniel's voice cracked. Her name is Rachel. Rachel. The same woman from the photo? The one with the message on the back? My heart pounded so hard I could hear it. What does she want? I whispered. Daniel hesitated. Then he pulled something out of his jacket. A USB drive. James gave me this a week ago, he said. He told me, if anything ever happened to him, I should give it to you. My skin prickled with fear. Play it, I whispered. Please, just play it. He plugged it into his laptop. A video file popped up. Titled simply, If you're watching this. My breath caught in my throat. Daniel hit play. The screen flickered. And James appeared. Sitting in a dark room. Sweating. Terrified. Looking like he hadn't slept in days. Emily, he whispered, staring into the camera. If you're watching this, it means I couldn't stop them. My entire body turned cold. Something is coming, he continued. Something from my past that I should have told you about a long time ago. I covered my mouth with my hand. James leaned closer, his eyes shaking. And Emily. Whatever you do. The screen glitched. A loud crackle. Static. Then the video returned. James looked directly into the camera, panic in his eyes. Do not trust Rachel. The video cut off. Silence filled the room. I wasn't breathing. Daniel wasn't breathing. Even my daughter seemed to sense the tension. The only sound was the slow, mechanical beeping of a hospital monitor. Then a horrifying truth settled over me. James didn't leave because he stopped loving me. He left because someone was after us. Someone dangerous. Someone he used to know. Someone named Rachel. And now, she had him. When a man disappears, people assume betrayal. But when a husband vanishes on the day his child is born, the truth is never simple. In part 3 of this story, Emily finds the first real clue, a clue that suggests Daniel didn't walk away. He was running from something. Or someone. And now, for the first time since his disappearance, someone is watching her too. I didn't sleep the night after Officer Hayes told me the police had no record of Daniel leaving the hospital. Those words repeated in my mind, over and over, like an echo I couldn't silence. He entered the building. He never exited. I kept imagining him trapped somewhere, hurt, calling my name. Or worse, already gone. But dawn arrived whether I was ready or not, and I woke up to the sound of Noah crying. It still felt unreal to pick him up, hold him, feel his tiny heartbeat, without Daniel by my side. My phone buzzed. A text. No contact saved. Just a number I didn't recognize. It said, "Stop looking for Daniel." My hands went numb. I typed back immediately. "Who are you?" No reply. Just silence. I rushed to the window, pushed the curtain aside. The street looked normal. Too normal. But I felt it, this strange heaviness, the sense that someone's eyes were on me. My heart hammered against my ribs. I clutched Noah tighter. Who would send that? Why would they want me to stop? Unless Daniel's disappearance wasn't random. Unless he was in danger. And now I was too. It was strange, the more scared I became, the more memories resurfaced. This time, a moment from the day before our wedding. Daniel had pulled me aside, away from everyone, away from the music, the decorations, the laughter. His face was pale. Almost frightened. "Emily," he whispered, "if anything ever happens to me, promise you'll protect yourself." I laughed back then, thinking he was joking. Now I felt cold all over. What did he know? What was he afraid of? I called Officer Hayes immediately and showed him the text. He frowned. "This number is a prepaid burner phone," he said. "Someone doesn't want to be found." His voice grew stern. "Emily, this could mean Daniel is involved with something risky. Or someone dangerous doesn't want you digging." I swallowed hard.